Welcome back. Wingman's Hangar, episode 30, taking off. Now, if you're kind of new to the show, we kind of give you a little bit insight into what goes on here at Cloud Imperium Games while we're making the up-and-coming, beautifully anticipated Star Citizen. So get ready for the action. We're going to give you all the inside scoop and skinny. Coming up today, we got the week in review. We got forum feedback with your videos and our own Rob Irving, lead designer, answering questions. We have wide world news, which is tidbits from the world at large pertaining to space. And we have an interview with Justin Binford. Justin is our senior QA manager. He's got a big task coming up here as we move forward and towards our first release, which I know everybody's really looking forward to. So we'll start with a week in review. What happened? Well, I went up to check on the team in Montreal, the growing team in Montreal, Behavior, with Ron LaJoy, our product manager, or our project scheduler manager, sort of producer, and Pete Mackey, also a designer, to talk about sandboxing a certain economy system so that we can get it just right. So we're up there all week, or 3 or 4 days this week, and had a great time. We're going to grow the team up there. We're giving them some marching orders. Thanks to you guys, we're actually able to grow the team a little faster because we had an amazing month last month, and it's all thanks to you. And by the way, there's a bunch of new people watching, so this show's a little wacky, a little crazy, but if we take your feedback, we'd like to hear what you want to do, and we respond. We also have Gamescom this week. Sandy's busy planning the Gamescom event in Germany coming up August 24th. We're getting the logistics down. There's a lot of things we want to do, and we're finding out, what exactly we can and cannot do so that we bring in the best event for you guys. There'll be 1,000 people coming to visit and play and hang out with Chris, myself, Mike Moreland, Rob Irving, Travis Day, Ben Lisnick. It'll just be a lot of good people hanging out and rubbing elbows and talking everything Star Citizen. It's kind of like, dare we say it, the very first Citizen Con. So it's, that might be coming up at some point too. Let's talk a little bit about my weight. I started out at 236 pounds. Yes, last week, after much machinations and vacation, I had gotten down to 214, yeah! I was pretty proud of that because I'd actually gained quite a bit during the vacation. So where am I this week? After going to Montreal and eating that beautiful food, I am at, I maintained, right? 214, that's not bad. I'm right where I want to be. Still not gaining weight, but, got to lose a few more inches, I think. I'd like to be gaunt by the time we get to Gamescom. Chances of that, 20%. So, we've got big things coming up. We've got a hangar list. What else are we doing this week? We're finalizing what's going to be in the hangar, what kind of items you're going to get, to be able to bling up your hangar, what kind of things will be available to attach to your ship, stuff like that. Because everything, we've designed it all, but now we have to get the artwork, the concept, the art done, everything going. So we're working really hard on this right now. And there was another thing that happened this week. James Lance Armstrong came in to visit us, and he's got to be one of our favorite people. Take a look why. Hey everybody, guess what? We're back and somebody brought us gifts, so tell us who you are.
James Armstrong.
James, and he goes by what on the forums?
Lance.
Lance. And Lance is, by the way, one of our favorite people. You sent us some booze before.
A wee bit, yeah.
And now you brought us
barbecue.
Barbecue.
A little bit of barbecue.
Kreitz's barbecue, a lot of it of barbecue. And also some more booze, which goes over very well here. So I thank you very much.
Very
well.
Now,
where are you at, and where are you located?
I work in New York.
New York.
Yeah,
so you're down here to see this?
Yeah, down here to see you guys. Down here to see the program and the amazing work you guys are doing.
Sneak peeks.
Thank you. Well, it is, and we'll sneak peeks at the map. All that stuff. Well, thanks for bringing all this, and thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
What do we say, guys?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, look who's here.
Ta-da!
Wasn't that cool, by the way, of Lance to bring us?
That was yummy.
And Kreitz barbecue and booze, and he was great. And we ended up having sort of a mini fan kind of thing at Buffalo Billiards. It was a blast.
Yeah, little random happy hour.
Really, really good time there. So if Rob's here, you know what time that is? Time for
Forum feedback.
Isn't that pretty cool?
Scary disembodied voices.
The voice of God. Coming out. Well, now that would actually be Chris Roberts' voice, but that's a totally different voice here. Okay, so let's just get right to it, right? We got some good questions this week to answer. From Might Life, he says, When may we get an official list of the remaining stretch goals, along with parts of the game to be revealed? Stretch goals.
Stretch goals.
Stretch goals.
Fascinated by stretch goals. So the plan is every time we reach a new million mark, we make sure we reveal the next 2.
Right, we reveal. So when you get to whatever 15 million we next, we would maybe reveal the 17 million one,
Yeah.
right? So that's how we're doing this, and so you're just gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
I mean,
patience. Patience.
Or they don't. They can get to the million quicker and then just put it right up there, right? From Bradford Gray, he says, will there be more Origin ships offered before November 26th?
Well, if we're talking about the M50,
M50 is an Origin ship.
that's an Origin ship.
Yep, that'll be. We're working on that now, I
Yeah,
believe.
we are. It's a very spiffy little ship.
It is. It's pretty cool. So yes.
Yes. I don't know. Other Origin ships? Probably not.
Well,
anytime
probably
soon,
not.
yeah.
Probably not before November 26th. But there will be others. I mean,
Someday.
they're a manufacturer. They're working hard. And now we have a video question from Awesome AD. Take a look at this.
Hey Wingman, Awesome AD here again, with greetings from the wet coast of Canada. My question has to do with the weather. When landing at the various planetary locations throughout the Star Citizen universe, will each location have variable weather, or will it rain perpetually in Star Citizen's equivalent of New Detroit? I sure hope those weather reports in the future are accurate enough to tell whether I need to grab my umbrella on my jog from my ship to the arms dealer.
Man, it's gorgeous up there. I want to go on vacation. Can I take some time off?
No, not at all. But that was a really, really cool video. And he's got a 2-parter question, so we broke them up into 2. So weather, are we going to have some weather?
Of course we're going to have weather.
You've seen Pete Mackey, the weather wizard.
Yeah.
It's about time. I think Pete's about healed up. He may need to make a weather appearance coming up here.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So from Z Mustang, he says, are there any plans for interaction between Squadron 42 and the persistent universe of Star Citizen? I think something along the lines of a credit bonus for successfully completing your tour of duty.
Don't suck.
Don't suck.
Yeah, well, look, yeah, there will definitely be some kind of monetary reward if you survive. And there's also, you'll carry over some of your reputation if you earn that during the game. And then you may have the option to continue service with the military in like a call-up fashion. They call you up when they
Right. You're in the
military.
reserves, right?
Yeah.
There's some campaigns that pop up here and there, and they need reserves. That we may call all hands on deck and see if you choose in the universe whether you want to go earn. It'd just be kind of like a mission pack, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and you might get like medals and stuff that you can see in your hangar.
That's right,
or in your
bling.
ship. Bling.
Everybody needs bling, baby. All right, cool. That's a good question, and it's fun. And not some of these questions you guys might see that at times we'll be answering questions that have been maybe brought up before. But remember, we have a lot of new people here, over 30,000 since just June alone that have joined. And thank you guys very much. You're
welcome.
along for the ride. Welcome, exactly. So here's another one of our good contributors, Heartsblade.
Hey Wingman, Heartsblade here. During the 24-hour live stream, it was revealed that there will be 3 separate tiers for the Hangar module when it's released in August, and that players will receive their Hangar tier based on their pledge level. Can you tell us if the pledge level is based on pledge package or total dollars spent? And what pledge level or dollar amount determines which Hangar a player receives?
Another cool video, huh?
That's nice.
How do we know what size hangar they get?
Well, it's a little complicated. There's a
Isn't
lot
it
of
always?
code involved, but basically, think of it in terms of the bigger your ship, the nicer your hangar.
Right. So there's not really a level of a monetary level that decides that. It's really a in fiction number of ships, size of ship kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you have 500 Auroras, you're not going to be a little cheap hangar.
500 Aurora. Well, you could just like see forever. Aurora. It'd be Aurora Mall.
Aurora Palooza.
Aurora Palooza would go on forever. So if you're that guy, I'm looking at you, Simon. then I think he had 59 at last count or something.
He had a lot of Auroras.
Anyway, so the hangar is determined by the ships that you have.
Yes.
Cool. All right. From Felier, he says, will the developers have their own avatar in game? Wingman posing as the uber galactic president of McAwesome Corporation, perhaps.
McLame Corporation.
I wonder how that would look.
Hey, this is the newly elected president of the McAwesome Corporation. I just want to say thank you for that, and we're all shipping every hangar. And
That guy looks presidential. I think I'm happy. I bet that guy's happy he's been elected president of the McAwesome Corporation.
Oh, yeah.
All right, from Sibilik. Well, I can't say it. Mixoplex.
Just making things up
Redacted.
now. Redacted.
Will there be limitations on the NPC crew drop-in mechanic? As Chris described it, you can drop in at a whim. It sounds like players would exploit this mechanic for advantages in the game. What are your thoughts on how to prevent this type of behavior in Star Citizen?
Oh, I think you meant PC, not NPC, because you don't drop in NPCs.
Yeah, NPC. You're not going to like all of a sudden be somewhere and go. And maybe that's a misunderstanding on the question. Maybe he really does mean NPCs and think that you'll be attacked and go, ooh, NPC alert, and like drop them all in.
Push the easy button.
Right. The easy button. I mean, the point is it's meant to allow your friends to socialize and be part of the experience with you.
Yeah, and we're not going to give you some kind of crazy advantage for doing that. It's like you hop in to help them out, then you go back to where you were.
Right, and you're not gonna so you're not gonna be able to like jump in and then you're halfway across the galaxy and then jump in and all of a sudden you're on that side of the galaxy.
And then you whistle and your ship appears next door and you hop in. No!
Like Trigger or something, the horse. Or Shadowfax.
Shadowfax, there we go. Oh, that's a much better geek lore.
I agree. Okay, back to Awesome AD. This is part 2 of his question.
Also a secondary question, considering Star Citizen will require many thousands of hours of computing time to make a reality, and considering that terraforming other planets really isn't a valid option for mankind for another 120 years yet, what efforts is Cloud Imperium making to minimize the environmental impacts of this amazing game?
Well, first of all, Star Citizen's so far in the future that it's all been solved, but as far as us being green, we have a green screen. We're trying to be paperless.
Eric's eating less.
Yeah, true. I'm thanks for that, I think. From Med Divine, will there be friendly fire? Can you shoot your friends down? Because then I don't have to look when I'm firing on.
Well, gee, isn't it a good idea to look when you're firing anyway?
Yeah, I think that's important. So will there be friendly fire?
Yeah.
So you can actually shoot your friend down on accident or do damage. So pay attention.
You know, the old Michael Moreland, sorry, could happen a lot.
Oh, that was a story. Oh, my God. What game was that he would yell?
Quake.
Oh, he was always yelling, sorry, for shooting his own teammates down. I remember that was the old studio. Sorry! Every lunch. From Jaden Cottrell, he says, will it be possible to have our pilots' call signs visible on the hull of our ships, much in the same way that modern fighter pilots have theirs just under the cockpit of their planes? Well, what do you think?
We'd love to do that. I mean, ship names, pilot names, it would be neat. We'll have to check out the impact of it and see how possible it is.
Yeah, because we're pushing a lot of polygons, textures, and stuff across there. And it could be a situation where, and we don't know, we'll have to do this and test and everything, where you get to see it, or maybe just your group of friends sees it, or doing it for yourself might work, might be the answer. So we'll see. We'll test that out, and the beauty is they're going to get a chance to test it with us. Yep. Right, so we'll, during the dogfighting app, we'll play around with all that kind of stuff. From Lith Vodane, since I'm a big fan of Senor Microfono, can you please send me a Senor Microfono autograph? Are there plans to add them to the shop?
I would be most pleased to provide my signature to my fans. Be sure to visit my fan site at senormicrofono.ca and look for me in the next issue of Rolling Stone magazine, Espanol.
You didn't tell me that thing could talk.
Yeah, I didn't know it could either. It's a little creepy, isn't it? Bad microphone. Bad. From Ephraim Tenhauser, will we be able to interact with interstellar bodies? Example, flying too close to a star's corona or fighting in the upper atmosphere of a planet. Or will there be some kind of automated warning that we're getting too close, followed by a forced autopilot away?
Gosh, that would be neat, but it's very unlikely we're going to be able to do anything of that nature. It's just too expensive. I think that mostly we're just going to keep you at a safe distance.
Right, now too expensive, explain what that means.
It's a lot of processing. I mean, making a planet look good up close it's a lot of work.
Huge amount of textures and things of that nature. It's not saying they won't happen day one. I know we have talked about atmosphere stuff later, but we are saying it won't happen day one.
It won't happen day one.
So how are we going to handle that? We'll probably keep them away from a certain distance.
There will just probably be a bounding zone around it where it just warns you of a planetary collision. You have to request landing to get down to the planet. Exactly.
It's probably be handled a lot like Freelancer handled it. Look to the past to see how Chris Roberts did things. Give you clues. From Malcara. Will it be possible to access and fly any ship we have on our hangar from any planet, starport, hangar, or must we return to the last place the ship was docked in order to fly it away? Yeah.
We're talking about that. The whistling in your ship shows up.
Right.
Yeah, no, your ship is where you left it. So if you need to get back to it, you have to find your way back. And there will be like taxis and stuff. You can get back to your hangar if you're in the wrong place. Yeah, space taxis.
So yeah, you can't just expect things to show up and be there. It's a real living, breathing world we're trying to create here, or universe. So
you could have a couple of hangars dotted across the galaxy,
and ships in every one.
Ships in every hangar.
I mean, our good friend Simon's probably going to have ships in every system, and Lance too, for that matter.
Good point.
I know it. So listen, we're going to end the show with forum feedback with a couple of our old vets. Ken Shadow, take it away.
Wingman, Ken Shadow again. I come to you this week with a kind of a bigger question than in my past questions. This is a community-affecting question that lots of threads have been posted about, and I'm a little disturbed by. So I'm going to go ahead and come out and ask you here on Wingman's Hangar, and maybe we can get to the bottom of this for everyone in the community. It's a little hard to vocalize, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask it straight up. How does Legante eat with that gas mask on? I mean, the guy never takes the damn thing off. I mean, it's got to be really nasty in there or something. It's really bothering me. So could you ping him for me? Maybe ask. Thanks.
I wonder how Legante does eat. He looks a little hungry to me. And now it's time for Wide World News. While PayPal is already the preferred method of payment across Mother Earth, could she soon be the preferred method of payment in space? As Virgin Galactic and SpaceX prepare to deliver commercial spaceflight to anyone who can afford it, PayPal President David Marcus announced PayPal Galactic, its play to become the way to pay in space.
Space tourism is opening up to all of us in the next decade or so. And we want to make sure that PayPal is the preferred way to pay from space and in space.
PayPal Galactic will tackle the challenges of interplanetary commerce, such as keeping customers connected to their accounts when they're hundreds of kilometers away from their home planet.
I think that if we in fact are successful at finding ways to work and play in space, we're going to want to be there too, you and me. And inevitably, it's going to need some kind of monetary currency.
By partnering with groups such as Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or SETI, PayPal Galactic helps to solve some of the problems of getting our money into space. And now it's time for a look back in This Week in Space.
July 20th, 1969, and the Apollo 11 lunar module, callsign Eagle, separates from the Columbia command module. Lunar module pilot Edwin Buzz Aldrin Jr. begins the descent to the lunar surface, while mission commander Neil Armstrong surveys the landmarks. 5 minutes into the descent, and the Eagle flight computer issues an unexpected alarm.
Roger, 1201 alarm. 1201 alarm.
It is falling behind real-time calculation of their flight path. A quick review of the system at Mission Control in Houston.
Stand time for go flight. Okay, we're go. We're go.
And the lunar module crew are given the go-ahead to continue their descent. But other problems are looming. Armstrong's survey of lunar landmarks reveals they are 4 seconds ahead of their planned flight path and will overshoot their planned landing point. Even worse, their new landing target is strewn with large boulders, and the lunar module is running low on fuel. Armstrong takes control of the flight controls as Aldrin calls out altitude and velocity data. With fuel running critically low and a safe landing site hundreds of meters away, the astronauts tease the lunar module towards a safe touchdown.
Contact light. Okay, engine stop.
And with only 25 seconds of fuel remaining, the Eagle's footpads touch the lunar surface.
We copy you down, Eagle.
After completing the post-landing checklist, Armstrong declares,
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
and for the first time in human history, mankind visits another celestial body in space.
And that is your Wide World News. And now our own Sandy Gardner talks with this week's guest, Justin Binford.
Hi, everybody. I am here with Justin Binford. He works in customer service and QA. Hey, Justin.
Hi.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
I started working in customer service in the game industry at Blizzard, and I was there for about 4 years. And after that, I went over to Richard Garriott's company, Portalarium, and I did QA there for a poker application they were doing, as well as another game they had called Collector.
And what about Chris Roberts? Heard of him before?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I was younger, I played Strike Commander a lot, and Pacific Strike, as well as some of the Wing Commander games, but I really got into the Privateer games because I really love the open world and trading and exploring. And yeah, so I'm a huge space combat fan, and so I'm super excited about this new game. And I love yeah, I love PCs and building PCs. So I'm really excited about how the ship upgrades work and how it's kind of parallel to building your own PC. So I'm really excited about that too.
Awesome. Maybe you can help me because I'm determined to have a faster PC than Chris Roberts.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess with all this, you like open world and trading, Star Citizen's like right up your alley.
Yeah, I love sandbox games, so where you can just have an open world where you don't have a necessary path, or you can just do whatever you want. And I definitely like to build my own story. I like games that are sandbox games, like such as DayZ, where you can just walk around and just
I've heard about DayZ.
Yeah.
That's pretty hardcore.
It's just so immersive that people they just go with it and create all these YouTube videos, and then these really vivid stories that they write about their experience in the game.
All
And I
right.
think that's amazing, and I think that Star Citizen is going to have a lot of that too.
Looks like Justin needs a hangar full of ships. Thanks, everybody.
And look, he's right here. Like I don't say that every week. Hey, Justin, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
Good, good, good. So you've been with us. You started on contract a few months ago, and now you're full-time here on Star Citizen. How are you liking it so far?
I like it a lot. Yeah, this is a great team to be a part of, and I'm really excited about the game too.
Yeah, the game looks pretty good. So I understand that you have aspirations of actually being a real pilot.
Yeah, definitely. I've always wanted to be a helicopter pilot, and I've always liked helicopters. And my girlfriend at the time got me for Christmas. She got me a ride on a real helicopter.
How was that?
And it was the first time I ever done that. It was amazing.
Cool.
It was down by Houston, and yeah, it was just this really great experience. And ever since then, it definitely solidified my goal to want to be an actual pilot.
Have you taken lessons yet, or?
No, I haven't quite taken lessons. Just mostly just messed around with simulators and whatnot.
Cool. Well, maybe there'll be some sort of hovercraft or something we could tool around in Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Not saying it's going to happen. So I understand you also like poker.
Oh yeah, definitely. It kind of runs in the family, so but I definitely like to play poker on occasion. There's like a fantasy poker league here in town that has like a point system on their website. So we do some. They actually host it in some bars around town, and we definitely have fun doing that. And I can check the website, and we can check our
where your standings and
yeah,
stuff?
our standings and stuff. It's really cool.
Where are you top of the leaderboard, or?
Not really, because of my work. I can't really do it as much as some people, but I'm definitely up there.
And well, why does it always come down to bars with this team? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I understand you're a big fan of space in general. I mean, just the universe.
Mm-hmm, yeah, definitely. I'm always following NASA and what they're doing, and especially these companies doing commercial space ventures, such as SpaceX. Elon Musk is an amazing individual. And recently I saw their video of their 10-story tall vertical takeoff, vertical landing vehicle called Grasshopper. And it was just, it gave me chills.
That's awesome. It's coming. I mean, that's kind of the fun part. Is what we're doing seems to be, an extension of what's actually happening in the real world now.
Yeah.
And sci-fi shows, man. I understand you like sci-fi.
Yeah, I guess my favorite would be Cowboy Bebop. And I also like Firefly.
Yeah, you do.
And Battlestar Galactica. And one year for Halloween, I even dressed up as Edward from Cowboy Bebop.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, that's an obscure show. I mean, the people that are hardcore know that. But, but Firefly is my favorite.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You're right in my wheel.
Firefly,
Oh,
yeah.
incredible. Should not have canceled it, Fox. Shouldn't have done it. Joss Whedon.
Shouldn't have done it. Just
No.
a boy.
Bang Nathan Fillion. Sure would be nice to have him on it as one of our voices, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Just bang his Twitter. And you're also zombie movies?
Yeah, I like zombie movies, games, and shows. I guess my favorite zombie movie would be Dawn of the Dead 2004.
2004?
Yeah. It's I really like fast zombies. But
you think that you get a time to nap, put a campfire
Yeah.
up with the slow zombies. How
Yeah.
are they ever getting caught, right?
Yeah, it kind of messes with your suspension of disbelief because everybody has to be a perfect shot. But it's definitely my favorite. I just wish they didn't have that zombie baby scene.
Fair enough. I've got my favorite zombie movie is Shaun of the Dead.
That's definitely a good one.
It was unexpected. I knew nothing about it, and we went to see it one day with one of our lead programmers, and it's just we laughed really hard.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Now, we got a big release coming up here in the next month or so, the Hangar release, and that's going to significantly change a lot of what you were doing around here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be focusing on testing mostly. We're developing a working relationship with a very professional QA operation, and it's gonna be really lucky for us to leverage their resources for our compatibility testing, so we can identify any hardware conflicts and also nail down exactly what our minimum specifications will be.
Right, and we're going to be using some of the fans out there to help us test in some regards too, like we did with the website.
Yeah, definitely.
That's because without them, there's not us, and that's how we are here.
Yeah, the community's been incredibly helpful with that.
Especially, and so you'll be the one probably liaisoning with all of them too.
Yeah, I'll be the point of contact for all that and trying to.
So do you want to borrow my cot?
Yeah, sure.
You'll probably be here quite a bit. Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
I want to thank Rob Irving and the J-Man here for joining us. A big thanks always to subscribers and pledgers. Without you guys, we would not be able to do this show. There'd be no Star Citizen. It's just amazing. We are we feel totally lucky that we are able to do stuff like this, and we have you guys to thank for it. Coming up this week, it's getting close to maybe Hangar crunching. I mean, we've got some stuff to do to get stuff ready for the big event at Gamescom. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to find out whenever we post anything other than just Hangar episodes. We have a lot of inside CIG reports. We have things to get for the economy updates, things like anything big we do, which you might miss on the comm link. You can always get, if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, it will alert you, and you can see the big stuff that's going on. Don't forget the after show, Wingman's Hangover, 15 minutes after the show. We'll talk in the chat channel. We'll give each other a little feedback. You can tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you think we can do better, because honestly, that's very important to us in all aspects, and what we can do better. That's why we're doing this together, not just the show, but the game itself. What can we do better? It'll only get better with input from you guys. Remember, if you want your stuff featured on Wingman's Hangar, send it in. We just might use it. Where are we going to see them?
In the verse.
parties like this are really enjoyable when one isn't afraid of doing the wrong thing. The object of correct etiquette is not to make life formal and dull, but to make it fully enjoyable. There are reasons for each act of etiquette, as in a man's assisting a lady with her chair, or the order with which people are... The young man who is trying to assist Betty with her chair is Bob. Uh-oh. There is no denying that Bob needs help. Which serving implement should he use? What do you think? Is he wrong, or is he right? Betty hopes that she doesn't look as awkward as she feels. All is well again with the party. No one's enjoyment is being interrupted with any problems for the moment. As the relish dish is passed, Betty decides that the first thing for her to do is to regain her poise. Just act as though no errors had been made. Bob is swinging from one extreme to another. 1 minute he is uneasy, the next overconfident. Bob is doing at least 3 things wrong. But naturally, the guests give no indication of having noticed any error on Bob's part, since that in itself would be impolite. But if you were in Bob's place, would you know positively what to do? Betty is worried for Bob, but after all, he is trying. Everyone learns by experience, even when mistakes are made. Bob still isn't sure of what to do, but he can't hesitate forever. Now he is forgetting even his company manners and is acting as he usually does. Here is the kind of fun that they all thought of when the party was planned, of having a good meal together and plainly enjoying one another's company. The errors that have been made haven't taken the fun out of the party, and we must remember to give them credit for all the things that have been done correctly. For every mistake made, a dozen things have been done correctly. Bob is feeling more confident of himself. He and Betty have a lot to learn. As we are seeing, people like Betty and Bob forget that poor manners can really interfere with the fun of the party. There is no fun in being worried, unsure, or ill at ease. Betty is thinking that perhaps she and Bob both need to be embarrassed a bit to make them admit that their manners aren't as good as they should be. Bob may be thinking the same thing, because he certainly looks as if he has decided to make a lot of changes. As you think of Betty and Bob and their problems, compare your own manners. Don't forget that it is by their manners that polite people the world around show their consideration for one another. A good meal, good company, real enjoyment, that's what a dinner party is for.